The U.S. Postmaster General is pleading to Congress for help as the Postal Service is boosting this year's loss estimate to $10 billion, saying it could default later this month. Well, Megan Hughes is on Capitol Hill. And Megan, what is happening at the hearing at this point?
Oh, well, Lisa, we've just started hearing from the second panel. That's the Postal Workers Union. First panel, very, very interesting. We did hear from the Postmaster General, Patrick Donahoe. He says essentially, I've got a $5.5 billion bill to pay at the end of this month, September 30th. I don't have the money to pay it. And we heard from someone from the Obama administration, the Office of Personnel Management, say we would support a 90-day delay on that payment. Donahoe fired back, look, that's not enough. We're still going to run out of money this winter unless Congress approves some of my proposed changes. So let's take a look at some of those proposed changes. There are some massive, massive cuts. Number one, he wants to cut Saturday service. That's down from a 6-day delivery, which has really been an institution of the Postal Service, also part of the law. Number two, he wants to cut 220,000 jobs. Now, 120,000 of those would be layoffs. The rest of that would be through attrition. He also wants to cut 3,700 post offices. We heard a lot of lawmakers today voice concerns about what that would mean to access in rural areas. And a big part of the problem and the obstacle for Donahoe here, Lisa, is that he doesn't have the authority to do a lot of this. For example, as far as those layoffs, a lot of union contracts have no layoff clauses. So that's why he really needs Congress to pass some kind of comprehensive package, and a lot of political issues there when you're talking about union contracts, health care contracts, retirement plans. And he says he needs Congress to do something by September 30th. We heard from the chairman, Joe Lieberman. He said that probably wasn't going to be possible. Again, we did hear from the Obama administration, from the Office of Personnel Management. They were saying that the Obama administration, the White House, is going to be rolling out some kind of Postal Service rescue plan. So that's something to keep an eye out in the next few weeks, but certainly a very hot button issue and something that we're going to see a lot of disagreement on, and another heated deadline that Congress is going to have to face over the next few weeks. Back to you.
Megan, you know, when you and I were speaking earlier, you talked about government contractors, and typically I don't think they're associated with the U.S. Post Office, but a number of big contractors could be impacted by all of this.
And it's pretty interesting because that's actually an area where USPS does have some wiggle room to negotiate and do some things on their own. And they already have over the past couple of years. They've targeted $1 billion that they want to cut out of contractors. They've got about 20,000 contractors. Interesting, the number one contractor that they have is FedEx. They have a $1.4 billion contract with the Postal Service to provide air transport. Also, Northrop Grumman, which actually provides barcode scanners to the Postal Service. That's to the tune of about $495 million, a $495 million contract. Also, Siemens, which sorts mail. And then you've got a lot of other smaller contractors that do a lot of the ground transportation. But for a lot of them, USPS is their only client. So, I mean, we're talking about a pretty big economic hit here, and that's something that we're already seeing happen on the ground. Lisa?